Hello and welcome to the 3 secrets to 6-figure virtual events without having a huge audience, sending cold DMs or spending thousands on ads. I would love to hear in the comments, do you want to learn a strategy today where you don't have to have tens and tens of thousands of followers to make money online, and you don't need to send unaligned, salesy and sleazy cold DMs in order to get your next sale, and you don't need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on ads? Amazing. Good. Well, then you are going to love today's training because that's what it's all about. All right, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get into it. But I do not want to be talking to myself over this next hour. So please have your cameras on, engage in the chat. Those that are commenting what they're learning as they're learning are so much more likely to absorb that information and be able to apply it and create the results, because that's why you're here, because you want to grow and scale your coaching business, right? All right, let me share my screen and let's dive into it. Amazing. All right, I just want to get quick confirmation. Can you all see my screen right now? If you could just pop yes in the chat, you can see the full screen, then I will get on into it. Amazing. All right, let's dive in. So today you're going to learn 3 key things. You're going to learn the secret to attracting dreamy, ideal clients on repeat to your event that you can't wait to spend your days working with. You're going to learn the secret to creating easy 6-figure epic events that builds momentum and high cash months. And you're going to learn the secret to having a scalable, seamless sales process that makes sales feel fun and has made me over $1 million today. Comment below in the chat if you want sales to feel fun rather than draining. Comment below if you want to learn how to create 6-figure epic events like this. I hope you can tell how energized and lit up and how much fun I have doing this, and that gets to be you as well. And comment below if you want to know how to attract the right kind of people into your space, and not just every now and again, but consistently. Totally, I do. Yes, yes, amazing. All 3, yes, amazing. Well, then you're in the right place. All right. Now, I want to quickly share with you a little bit about my story, because this is why you should stick around. I'm not one of those coaches that has been in the industry for 10 plus years when all you needed to do was post a quote and you'd have sales running in. I built my business to over $1 million organically and in under 4 years with 0 prior marketing or business experience, right? So I'm not one of those people that's going to say that, you know, I've just it's just worked from day one. Like, I literally had 0 prior experience. So if you've started with 0 prior experience or minimal business or marketing experience, then this is possible for you as well. I never went to university or college, for those of you in the US. I almost failed school and I had no coaching certification to begin with. I was just 22 years young when I started as a mindset coach, helping women build confidence, right as the global pandemic started, which was arguably one of the most uncertain times to start a business. Okay, so if I can start and grow and scale in that time under those conditions, then so can you. Now, I went from walking dogs, cleaning floors, serving at weddings. Here's a photo of me serving at a wedding, and making coffees, to building a global company that positively impacts hundreds of coaches across the globe to create an incredible coaching business that generates hundreds of thousands of dollars per year in a simple, sustainable, and fun way. Who wants that? Who wants to be able to make hundreds of thousands of dollars per year in a way that actually feels fun, where you can travel all at once? Because if I can do this under those circumstances, if my clients can do this, everyone that has the formula that I teach, then so can you. And today I'm going to show you how. Sounds like you all want that. Amazing. So good. And here's why I'm so passionate about this. I am on a mission to help humanity to rise. And there's lots of ways you can do that. But the way that I'm doing this is by helping more coaches out there to actually thrive and succeed long-term in their business. There are far too many coaches out there that never see the light of day of $100,000. And I'm on a mission to change that, because I believe the more coaches out there thriving and impacting others, the better the planet will be. Because if I can help you to make more money, then you can help other people to improve their life. And that has a beautiful ripple effect. Who can see that? Who can see that by you helping one person, what a ripple effect that can have? I have no doubt that you want to do that for your clients, and that you got into business because you want to actually make a difference. And learning how to sustainably grow and scale your business allows you to do just that. Okay? Amazing. I'm interested in what your main inspiration to start your coaching business was. Where does that idea come from? Because I wanted to help people. There are lots of ways you can help people. You could be a psychologist, a counselor, and whatever. But it was as soon as I found the word coaching, I had no idea what that it was. But as soon as I found out what a coach was, I was like, oh my God, this is what I'm meant to do. This is how I'm meant to help people. The other approaches didn't feel 100% aligned to me. And the moment I found coaching, everything made sense. Now, I want to share something with you quickly that's very vulnerable and almost embarrassing, but actually it's quite beautiful all at once. It's something I don't share very often, but it's going to really paint the picture for you where I started in my coaching journey, because I didn't just start with all of this confidence like you see today, where I was just having fun, have a really simple business model, a clear calendar most weeks, and making $100,000+ every single event I run. No, that definitely was not my reality. And I want to share with you where I really started. So if you can relate to where I was, then you know that anything is truly possible. Because I know for some of you, you're like, 6-figure virtual events, that sounds so far away from my current reality. But it was just a couple of years far away from me too. But when I learned this process that I'm going to teach you today, everything changed. And I want you to see how that's possible for you as well.
So it's the 26th of August, 2020, and I'm currently trying to start my coaching business, and it feels like I've been trying to start for a year, because I have been, and I currently have 4 clients, but only one's properly paid us. And I just find it so hard. It's all I want to do, and I just feel like I can't do it, and I feel like it's so hard, and I don't know what I'm doing. That's the story I keep playing in my head, and I just don't know what I'm doing. The only thing I do know is that I really want to help people, but sales and marketing and business and doing it on my own and figuring it out is so hard. I just keep trying, and I just feel like no results come. Very deep down, I know it will one day, but I just don't know when or how. I'm just afraid of being, 10 years down the track instead of 3 months down the track.
So that was little Sofia in the early stages of her business. And what's crazy is that this was just like the middle of 2020. That wasn't even that long ago. And my life is completely different today, completely different. And if I'm being completely honest, it was shortly after I filmed this video that I went on to completely change my life, because I invested in some high-level coaches to really turn things around. I realized I'm in this for the long run, though. That's what I'm saying. So why isn't my behaviors matching that? Why am I being so scarce to invest in myself, put myself out there, take leaps, take action, when this is actually all I want to do? And when I realized that, I took a leap of faith. I invested $9,000 into a coach, and things really started to change there. But right here in this video, and let me know in the comments if you can relate, by the way, I was stuck in a burnt out coach trap. I had little confidence in myself and no idea what I was doing, right? I was reading all of the books, attending all of the free events, and joined countless paid courses and seminars to learn the secrets to success in the industry. I just couldn't understand why it was so difficult to sign clients consistently. So I've invested well over $100,000 in my business now to learn different strategies to grow and scale in the industry. And I actually believe I know all of the ways now to do that. I know what works. I know what doesn't work. I know what's more sustainable than others, more fun than others, more simple than others, because I've invested in all of it. And I believe this allows my clients to fast track their process because I can teach them truly what works and what's going to feel great. I have learned all of the ways out there from the top industry experts. And at the time, I was working really hard and long hours, and I was doing all of the strategies because I was working with so many coaches and I was following so many strategies and following so many different coaches and listening to so much different advice, from every guru out there to scale. I had a Facebook group. I was posting content online. I was commenting and engaging on people's posts. I was reaching out and following up with people who wouldn't reply to me. And I was dancing on TikToks with my amazing dancing skills, as I'm sure you can imagine. I was doing it all, safe to say. And making every sale was just so hard. It took so much effort and I just didn't understand. I thought to myself, it shouldn't be this hard. I was seeing people on social media who were just sitting by the beach, drinking their cocktails, or, they just had such a freedom-based life, traveling on a jet and making money. And I was like, what the heck? I'm sitting here dancing on TikToks to get a sale. Like, that's so not my reality. I'm staring at a screen all day, every day, and I'm just refreshing my Facebook when there's no notifications. That was me. One coach told me TikTok is where it's at. Another said Facebook groups are the only way. Another said you must have appointment setters sending cold DMs. Another said going viral on Instagram Reels is the only way. Another said LinkedIn posts. Another said posting on YouTube videos. The truth is, I was stuck in a burnt out coach trap. It was only after I figured out the best way to get out of this trap did I actually go on to make over $1 million in my business, and everything changed for the better. And it became easier than ever before. Who here has been told by a whole bunch of coaches, like, you have to be on TikTok, you have to be on Facebook, you have to have appointment setters, and all of these different things. And it leaves you feeling confused and overwhelmed. Well, which one is it then? Which one do I do? If you're telling me I need to be here and here and here and here, I can't do it all, right? It doesn't have to be that way. Let me tell you, I'm going to share with you just how you really need to do it if you want to have sustainability, scalability, and alignment and fun in your business. This is my fear. Yeah, I totally understand. And that fear gets to go because it's not the truth. It's just not the truth. If you're stuck between 5 to 10K per month right now, and you've hit a sales plateau in the last 6 to 9 months, and no matter what you do, you can't seem to get past that income ceiling, then you're likely in the burnt out coach trap too. My guess is that you are likely posting consistently on Instagram stories at least 3 times per week and spending at least 3 hours coming up with new content to write and spending all of this time creating the perfect graphics on Canva and not seeing the return on all of that effort despite the time being put in. Comment below if this is you right now, running on this hamster wheel and it just feels like it never ends and you spend way more time than you care to admit on Canva. You're doing everything right, following all of the guru's advice, but feel like your business is still not where it needs to be. But you have no more time in the day to do any more than you're currently doing. Oh my God, yes, Mel says. You have hit a sales plateau or even a sales decline, and it's starting to stress you out. Your business is highly uncertain and inconsistent with one good month, but then the lower months the next. You have clear income goals and you want to reach a consistent 20 to 100K per month, even if it feels like out of reach right now, but you just don't have a clear step-by-step sales plan to make this happen. Comment below if you relate here. Perhaps you have started or have considered creating a private Facebook group, but either way, you don't know how to get people to join and like and comment and engage in the group and also purchase from you through the group like you see other coaches doing. There are crickets in the group and it feels like a total waste of your time. Here's my Facebook group. Perhaps the back end of your business operations feels quite messy. You don't have data points. And if I were to ask you what generated the sales you do get, you don't know the answer because you don't have the structures in place to track. Let me know, are you relating to this right now? Totally, I don't know how to make groups work. I feel you. I feel you. I was once there. Perhaps you have started a track record of success in your past and you're ready to move forwards. You have a big potential, but deep inside, you're worried about how much extra work it's going to require to get there. You currently believe that hard work equals success, even though deep down you know that there is evidence out there of that not being the case from other coaches. Who relates to this? That one. Yep. Amazing. Guys, I have no doubt that you have a really big heart. There's no way you'd be on this call right now if you didn't have the biggest heart, or if you're watching the replay, hello to you as well. I have no doubt that you have a really big heart, and your business is about so much more than just making money. You just don't understand why it's so difficult to sign clients. Who is finding it difficult to sign clients and you're just not understanding why? Pop it in the chat. Maybe you've tried running virtual events as well in the past, but you haven't seen much success with them. Even though you're giving away so much value for free, you still didn't get the result you wanted and therefore are hesitant about running another one, right? This is me at an in-person event that I ran for a whole bunch of incredible women. That was just amazing. Perhaps you put so much time and effort into creating and running your event that you dread doing it again, even though that you know it works for others. Here's me actually speaking in front of 400 people a couple of years ago. If you resonate with any of what I've just shared, don't worry. I'm not going to leave you hanging there with all of those problems still. I've been there. My clients have been there. And some of the best coaches out there today have been stuck here at some point too. But the problem is, guys, if this burnt out coach trap is not fixed, this is exactly what causes coaches to give up on their dreams and go back to a 9-to-5 job, or worse, stay in a 9-to-5 job, wasting yet another year in a plateau, not quite hitting their income goals. Business problems don't go away, they only get worse, just like a toothache. Let me know if this is the fear of yours, having to stay in or go back to a 9-to-5 job and not be able to provide for your family, not be able to be a good example for your children, not be able to create the life of freedom of choice and impact that you so desperately desire, right? I want to let you know there's another way. There's literally another way. And that's why I'm here today, so that you don't keep doing things that aren't serving you. There is a much simpler way, an easier way, a faster way, a more sustainable and scalable way to grow and scale your coaching business. Who wants to know what this way is? I bet you're asking that. Like, what is the way out of this burnt out coach trap, Sofia? What is the fastest way to create consistent 6 and multi-6 figures in your business on repeat, Sofia? Please tell me. Comment below. Tell me if you want me to tell me. And I'm only doing it if you all comment. Jenny, I'll go through it. Tell me. Amazing. So here is how I figured it out. One day, I sat down and looked at what all of these coaches and top experts and CEOs have in common. I was like, there's got to be a common denominator, because everyone's saying, be on TikTok or be on Instagram or be on YouTube or be on Facebook. But what's in common with all of the successful people? I researched for hours and hours, days and days on end, weeks on end, and looked at everything I had learned from investing over $100,000 in different coaches and mentors, from all of the seminars I attended, all of the courses, all of the masterminds, everything, all of the books I had read. What was in common with all of these people? I asked myself this one question: how did they actually make money? I understand that they might promote in different places and so forth, but how were they actually making money, right? And I had a really big aha moment. There was one thing in common with all of them, no matter what social media platform they had, or no matter what country they came from, or whatever niche they had. I was just looking at what was the common denominator. They were all running virtual events. I realized that the actual thing that generated the sales wasn't the dancing on TikToks. It wasn't the Instagram reels or the Facebook groups. It was the virtual events that they all ran that were the common denominator. Like even the Instagram coach gurus that are teaching you how to grow on Instagram were literally selling their program via an event, which is just hilarious to me, right? Because if Instagram was just that amazing, they wouldn't need the event to do it, right? So even the Instagram gurus were running events. And this, like when I realized this, everything just changed for me. I was like, oh, so maybe I don't actually need to be dancing on TikToks if that's not what I want to do. Maybe I don't need to be on 5 different social media platforms to generate a sale. Maybe I can choose the platform that I want. But if I just do the one thing that all of the successful coaches are doing, then that's what's going to allow me to create that alignment. Who's relating to this? Who's starting to connect the dots that actually all of these coaches or business coaches that you've found either on Facebook or Instagram or wherever, like they're often running a masterclass or a workshop or a webinar or a free challenge to actually sell their services. And when I realized this, everything changed. Like, look at all of these coaches. Instagram growth masterclass. Your viral TikTok strategy masterclass. They're not even teaching it on TikTok. They're teaching it via the masterclass because it works. There's a lot of psychology behind it, and it's always worked. Seminars have always worked, whether it's in person, paid, free, or online or evergreen. It's always worked, which is why it's always been around. This is where I finally cracked the code on what made business easy, fun, sustainable, and scalable all at once. This is so, so true. Every time I've really bought some sort of course, it has been from a webinar. Yep, exactly. But running an event on its own won't work, guys. You can't just go and run an event tomorrow and expect to make millions, right? There are 2 other essential components that go into making events work perfectly. You must have and master all 3 of these pillars. If you dabble in one or more, you will actually really struggle to scale. It will feel like you're constantly taking 1 step forwards and 2 steps back. Okay? And if you currently feel that, my guess is that you have not mastered one or more of these pillars. And it feels like you right now, I'm just willing to bet that you haven't quite cracked the code on these 3 pillars. So I'm really excited to teach them to you today. Now, who's this? Does everyone know who this man is? The one and only Tony Robbins, super famous. You either love him or you hate him, but nonetheless, you can't argue with that he is one of the top coaches in the entire world and industry. He is so well known from everyone in the coaching industry. What does he do every time he wants to gain traction? He wants to make money, generate sales, and really make an impact. What does he do? He runs events. All of his income comes from running these in-person paid seminars and these online free challenges. Twice a year, he runs a free challenge. And that's where all of his sales come from. And then they come to his paid seminar, which is just an in-person event. That's where all of his income is generated, right? Dean Graziosi, same thing here. He makes his money from running events. Alex Hormozi, who knows Alex Hormozi from acquisition.com? He created the book $100 million Leads and $100 million Offers, right? $100 million. How has he generated that income? He runs events. Russell Brunson, his entire business model is called ClickFunnels. What is ClickFunnels? It's a webinar funnel. He has created a platform so that you can run webinars, and it's how he makes millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars per year. And how does he promote ClickFunnels? He runs webinars, ironically. Denise Duffield-Thomas, if you're in Australia, you'll know that she is the money queen here in Australia. She also runs events. Jenna Kutcher, maybe you know her from Instagram. She's also got the Gold Digger podcast. What does she do? She's constantly running different free online impactful events. We've got Amy Porterfield. She makes her money from running webinars. We've got Marie Forleo, also runs virtual events. We've got Lewis Howes, has a super famous podcast if you're familiar with it. What does he do to make money? He runs events. We've got Brendan Bouchard. He also runs events to gain traction, to market himself, and to sign clients. We've got Mel Robbins. Who here knows Mel Robbins? Comment below if you know any of these people. She also is running free events to grow and scale her business. And we've got Gabby Bernstein, who's all about manifestation. So we've got some business coaches here. We've got some money coaches. We've got some mindset coaches. We've got some energy coaches. We've got health coaches here. They're all running events. So it doesn't matter your niche. It doesn't matter your gender. It doesn't matter your location. Virtual events work. She has an event going on this week. Yeah, exactly. You know all of them. Exactly. Who knows Apple? If you don't, we can't be friends. I'm kidding. Surely majority of you have an iPhone in front of you right now, or maybe you're even on an Apple Mac computer, one or the other. Maybe you've got a set of AirPods, or maybe you've got an iPod, or maybe you've got an iPad, whatever it is, something starting with I. Guess what? The one and only Steve Jobs, who ran one of the biggest companies on the planet. What does he do every time there's a new product that they're launching? They run an event. They literally run an event. And that's how there is so much hype and brand. There's a Swedish couple with a new platform called Event Raptor for running events, especially summits. Yeah, because it's so powerful. So anyone that would create a platform to help you run events would be making a lot of money because it's very, very powerful. Elon Musk, again, love him or hate him, nonetheless, what does he do every time he launches a new product? He runs an event, right? And that does all of the marketing for him. He's very, very clever with how he does it, but he runs events every time there's a new product. Taylor Swift. Why has Taylor Swift become a billionaire and one of the most influential artists that can change a country's economy, guys? Because she runs powerful live events and concerts that everyone wants to attend. She's mastered the magic formula of hype and delivery, and that's how she stands out when it comes to the quantity, the fan base, and the impact that she has when it comes to her concerts in comparison to other people's, because she's mastered this formula. Now, I want to share a bit of a truth bomb with you all. If you don't master how to run highly converting and authentic events, your audience will eventually forget about you, right? Or they won't even know you to begin with, right? Your audience will eventually forget about you. Your open rates will go down. Your engagement rates will drop. People that you spent months getting inside your audience will eventually forget you and wonder who you even are, right? There would be people, if you have a Facebook group, that don't even know who you are. They don't even know how they got in there, right? And they're probably going to leave soon if you don't get them over the line. And they will focus on competitors in your niche who are way less qualified than you and less experienced than you, only because they master the live events formula. Who knows of coaches that you can tell are less qualified than you, that don't even have as good of an offer as you do, or as much experience as you do, or as many qualifications as you do, and yet they're succeeding and they're making more money? My bet is that they are running virtual events. You see, live events are where the attention is, and attention is the key currency of success. Write that down in the chat. Attention is the key currency of success. You need to grab attention. And your post isn't going to do that at the same level as a captivating virtual event is going to do. Okay? Now, don't just take it from me though. Take it from Forbes, a well-established company that is very particular with the stats and facts that they put out there. And they've gone on to say that 90% of businesses don't make it. So if you want to be up there with the top 10%, then you have to do what the top 10% of businesses do. And that's running impactful events with a strong marketing and sales strategy in place to back it. Okay? Take my client, Liz, for example. Liz is beautiful. She is a relationship coach. I love her very dearly. She went from not charging for her services for over 3 years. When I met her, she had been for 3 years not charging for her services. She was working full-time as a nurse. She had to work full-time as a nurse because she couldn't leave her job because she wasn't making money from her coaching business. Even though she's a heart of gold, right? That's not enough if you don't have, a sales process in place, a marketing process in place, and you're not running these virtual events. And then she joined my mastermind. She learned my strategies, and now she makes consistent $15,000 per month as a relationship coach for women, right? And here's what happens when you get this right. Some of you here watching now, some of these screenshots are literally from you, which is so funny. So here's what happens when you get this right. People reach out to you asking to buy from you without even knowing the full details of your program. Who would like that? Who would like that? Comment yes in the chat, right? You get messages every day from people asking how they can work with you. Who wants that? Your client list is growing and you have a wait list. Guys, look at some of these screenshots. Like I could have posted 1.5 billion, but here's some of them. I had a client join the other week. She literally sent me gifts expressing her excitement that she was joining my program. She didn't even want a sales call. I offered it to her. She's like, I think I'm sold. Like, how much is it? I've got people that have had me on their vision board and they've been manifesting joining my mastermind for months. I've had people thinking about it all day and going out of their way on public forums and comments on Facebook groups to say that I'm an amazing coach and that their business wouldn't be where it is without me, and that they've re-signed 3 times. That's a 1.5 years working with me. Had clients working with me for years and years and years. And people, raving about me in public groups. I love my coach. She has a program that will teach you everything you need about growing your coaching business successfully. And then recommending me and tagging me. Being so happy they signed up. Signing up never felt so good. Who wants these sorts of comments? Let me know. Do you want to be on your dream client's vision board? Right? You regularly get asked to speak at events, whether that's in person or online. You get regularly asked to be interviewed on people's podcasts, and exciting opportunities continuously land in your inbox. Who wants that? The business side of things feels fun and easy and even energizing. Right now, if you feel drained, if you're not having fun and it's feeling hard, you're doing it wrong. It doesn't need to be that way. I run the same event on repeat every month. I'm not reinventing the wheel. That's what makes it easy. That's what makes it fun and sustainable. You have more freedom and money than you even know what to do with. Your joy is through the roof and you pinch yourself every day for the life you've created, because that's literally me every day. I'm like, I can't believe that this is my life, that I'm just sitting here serving so many of you right now, that I get to speak in front of hundreds. I get invited to speak at schools. I get to run events and retreats and speak at wellness retreats. Like, it's just incredible. And this is the method to allow you to do just that. So let me introduce you to the 6-figure event method. This is my proven process. It's so simple. We teach you how to create and run sustainable 6-figure events on repeat so that you can scale your coaching business, right? Who's starting to see the true power and benefits of running events, and how if you get this right, that you can literally generate over $100,000 every time. And there are even people that make $1 million every time they run an event. You get to continuously just build and stack that expertise and knowledge to create that. Let me break down these 3 pillars for you. So the first is momentum marketing. So like I said, you can't just run an event tomorrow and make $100,000. You actually need some very specific and simple momentum marketing strategies, not the boring marketing strategies that everyone's doing and you don't stand out. Momentum marketing strategies where your messaging is on point. You know exactly how to attract the right kind of people and your content is on point, speaking exactly to your dream audience. Okay, that's what momentum marketing is. And you need that if you want to have people to sign up for your event, people to show up for your event, people to stay at the event, and people to buy from your event. Who's understanding the importance of momentum marketing? Comment below. Take my client Abby, for example. She made $70,000 in her first month of working with me and got 34 booked calls within 24 hours from her second event working with me. And she ran this event in her private Facebook group with only 400 members in it. Can you see how you don't need to have hundreds and hundreds of people in order to make money? She has 400 members. She got 34 booked calls within 24 hours of her second event, and she made $70,000 using this formula in the first month of working with me because she's an action taker and she ran the event straight away using my formula. Epic events. I'm sure you're already sold on this, but if you weren't already, this is the second pillar of the 6-figure event method. We're not running boring webinars where people are literally yawning because it's so boring and they're not even listening. They're just multitasking because they're just so lame and their voice and their energy and their tonality just isn't a vibe. We're running epic events and not ones where you're scrambling last minute to get the final touches done and you don't know how to pitch, or even if you should pitch and you don't know what to do and you don't know how to do it and you don't know how to plan it properly, you don't know how to promote it, you don't know how to present it. That all goes away using my epics event formula. So you're going to learn how to plan, you're going to learn how to promote and present these epic events effectively so that you can make $100,000 and more per event. Take my client Becky, for example. She is an occupational therapist coach, and she went from doing everything and feeling exhausted. I actually met her from her being in one of the same programs that I was in many, many years ago, and she couldn't understand why I was scaling and she wasn't when we had, you know, what she thought was the same things in place. But little did she know that I had, you know, been investing in so many programs and I had learned from the best of the best and I'd put it all together, taken what truly works and was mastering this formula. So she went from doing everything, feeling burnt out, feeling exhausted, to scaling to over $20,000 per month through one evergreen funnel whilst traveling the world and homeschooling 2 children. She even came all the way from the UK to Australia to visit me. So she was literally traveling with her children. And I remember us going for a walk. We took a selfie here when we were out for a walk. And we were just laughing and so happy because she was just seeing sales come in whilst we were just on our walk from her evergreen event. Okay. How powerful is that? Who has children and feels like they can't do it because they're children, they can't do it because they're homeschooling, or they can't do it because they don't have any time? Well, Becky is just one of many examples that exceeds that rule, because it's not the reality when you're using the same formula over and over again. You're not reinventing the wheel. And then seamless sales, because let's be honest, if you don't know how to sell, then you don't actually have a business, right? Kind of like Liz, my client Liz, before she started working with me, she just wasn't selling. Had nothing to do with the quality of her offers or her compassion or how much she was showing up. She just wasn't selling. And you know, there are people that sell, but in a salesy and sleazy way, and it feels really icky. Who has experienced that? These like really icky sales strategies, and you're like, no, I could never buy from this energy. We're not about that. We want a seamless sales process, one that actually feels really fun. And the way that you do that is you have a no-brainer program that people actually feel really silly saying no to it because it's that good. You know how to leverage conversations so that whether that's on a sales call, whether it's at the end of the event, or whether that's through DMs or voice messages, you know how to navigate those conversations, which is going to lead to epic results. So knowing how to have aligned conversations, genuine, authentic conversations is so, so important. And then retention. You know, we're all about working smarter, not harder here at Rising Ventures. And one of the many ways to do that is to know how to retain your clients so they stay with you long term. Like I said, I've got people in my mastermind, Rise to Six, who have reinvested like 4+ times and continue to work with me. And that's not because the program's bad. That's because the program is great and it's helping them to get the results that makes it a no-brainer to stay, right? Take my client, Georgia, for example. She is a financial and location freedom coach, and she's able to do that because she runs events, right? She made $24,000 on her first virtual event using my proven formula. So her very first event, she made over $24,000 and she just travels the world. 1 minute she's in Bali, next she's in Ibiza, like she's just everywhere, and it's amazing to see. Now, this is the exact process that makes me over 6 figures per event, even whilst traveling and without costing me my health and relationships. I don't know about you, but my health and my relationships, you know, with my partner and with my friends and with my family is everything to me. My clients as well. Relationships is everything to me. It's my absolute top priority in my life. Everything comes under that. And I want you to know right now from the bottom of my heart, the business model that I use does not cost me my health or my relationships. I simply just could not have a business strategy that does that. Guys, there are plenty of people that are making millions of dollars a year, but they're not running events. And it's cost them their health. Like they're burnt out, they're exhausted, or they're single. They're not in a relationship because they don't have capacity for it. They don't have that because they're so focused on this hustle way of business. It doesn't have to be that way. Yes, you need to take action. Yes, you need to show up. Yes, you need to put in the hours, but it doesn't have to actually cost you any areas of your life. I travel for several weeks a year, I literally just had my biggest month in my business last month, and I spent 2 weeks of it traveling with my partner. I didn't need to show up constantly on social media. I didn't go live once last month, and I didn't need to cold DM anyone either. I simply ran one event and the sales came running in, okay? The other really cool thing is, like I said, there are other strategies out there where you can make a lot of money, but often these strategies only work at certain stages of business. Whereas the great news about running events is that this process that I teach works no matter your stage of business. Tony Robbins is using this formula. I'm using this formula, and my clients just starting out are using this formula. So this process not only gets you to your first 10K event, but also your first 100K event. Okay, it's the same process no matter your stage in business, which is just another great benefit of using events, because you don't have to have this whole new strategy you need to learn when you get further along. Here's me in Fiji living my best life and making sales whilst I was there. But don't just take my word for it. Here's a few examples of how the same has been possible for my clients, okay? I've got clients that have celebrated their biggest months, closing a 20K day, £5,000 week, a 5-figure day, 12.8K event from her first ever event, 30K cash already, and 6K in monthly recurring revenue, okay? Feeling so excited. Made £14,000 in sales this week. 7 booked calls yesterday. Client paid in full. $5,800 in a week. 3K US signed, 7 US, £8,000. I'm telling you, like 10K months, $15,000 worth of sales. There are just so many results. This is the best mastermind I've ever been in, and it's only day 2. Quite literally. I don't know how that's even possible, but it is, right? These are just some of the results. Obviously, that is possible when you master the 6-figure event method. Okay? But You might be wondering, I've run events though, it's not working or this and that. I'm going to share some of the biggest mistakes so that you don't need to make these mistakes. Or if you're currently making these mistakes, you can stop making these mistakes today, because I don't want you to go another day making these kinds of mistakes, because it's costing you money. It's costing you time. So I'm going to share with you the biggest and most common mistakes I see. Who wants to know the most common mistakes? Comment yes in the chat. I want to see your energy. I want to feel your energy. The more you put in, the more I can give back. Okay. So the first common mistake I can see, amazing, is that coaches find running events and launches exhausting and overwhelming. Now, guys, the main reason coaches find this to be the case is that they are highly unprepared. If you have found running events or launches exhausting and overwhelming, and you've been highly unprepared, comment below. Like, notice if you can see the correlation there is that you've been highly unprepared. Because here's the thing, guys, when you are winging events without a formula to follow, yeah, it will be exhausting and overwhelming for sure. They are scrambling to finish off their sales page last minute, preparing their presentation slides the night before. They have no content ready for their cart open. They have no email marketing strategy whatsoever in place, and they aren't sure how to pitch their program at the end, right? They're not even sold on their program at the end, okay? I teach my clients a simple 14-step process for creating their events. Once you've done the work once to set it up, events are smooth sailing and energizing, the opposite of exhausting. I'm not reinventing my sales page every month or every day or anything like that, or my registration page. I have the formula. I know what works. I was creating new events every month on different topics, and it was overwhelming to create all that content. Yeah, you don't need to create new events every month. You can run the same event every month. Coaches being afraid of having no one show up to the event or purchase post-event. Who is totally afraid of this scenario? 0 people in the chairs, 0 people in the Zoom room, okay? I remember when I ran my first event without a roadmap in place. I had very few people show up and felt discouraged from running an event again. What I was missing was the momentum marketing strategies that I now have in place that help me to build over to $1 million. I don't have a huge audience, guys, but I have a high quality audience, which means whatever I put out, my audience tends to follow, okay? I will teach you everything you need to do the same thing. But don't people get bored to see the same event every month? Actually, they don't. First of all, so many of them buy, so they don't necessarily need to attend the event again. Like, that's the thing, is you do it so well that people just buy from you. And then if they come again, that means that they love it. Like, there's no way anyone would come to an event more than once unless they absolutely loved it. Who's read a book more than once? Who's watched a movie more than once? Who has paid for another round of a program more than once? I'm sure we have all done one of those things. Who watches the same TV shows on repeat, right? We are habits of we're creatures of habit. We love familiarity. We love things that we value and appreciate. I have so many people that work with me for years. They're not getting anything different in the program. They're just staying in my energy and the energy of the communities long term, and yet they still purchase and see the value and do that because they know that coach hopping is really unhealthy. It doesn't support you to grow and scale. Sustainability, long-term mentorship is what's so powerful. Okay. So I actually don't find that anyone gets bored at all. I have people that attend the same events over and over again. And also, I'm always growing my audience with these momentum marketing strategies. So I'm always bringing in new people, and then they're the ones that buy and so forth. So that's always happening. So I can imagine you'd only be feeling that way if you weren't growing your audience, if you didn't have these momentum marketing strategies in place, so you were only ever talking to the same people. Yeah, that would be boring. But that's not what me and my clients do. We leverage momentum marketing strategies, so you're always bringing in new people. Hopefully that helps. Facts. Amazing. Another common mistake I see when it comes to running events is coaches using general fluffy titles and messaging in their presentations. I often see coaches using general and blasé messaging. It confuses their audience and they wonder why people don't show up and buy. Here's the thing. A confused mind will never buy. Comment that below, guys. A confused mind will never buy. You have to be very clear and specific, which is why knowing your ideal client at the deepest level is so key. You need to know them so deeply that when you speak to them, they think to themselves, wow, how does she know exactly what I'm thinking right now? It's like she's inside my brain. Comment below if at any point today you have been like, oh my God, that is so me. How does Sofia know that? Comment below yes if that's you. Here are some blasé titles I sometimes see. How to be successful. Guys, don't do a masterclass called How to Be Successful. Success is such a blasé terminology. Like, successful in what? In your relationship, in your health, in your business, in what? Right? Mindset masterclass. God, I almost reached out to this person the other day when I saw that, even though I don't know them and they're not a client, but they really should be, because like, what is a mindset masterclass? That's so general. How to be happy. I don't want to ever see that. How to be happy masterclass. That is so general. We need to be really specific. We need to be really tangible. Okay. We need to excite people with the titles of our events. Coaches over teaching and giving their best stuff away for free. Who here has fallen into this trap? I hear this all the time. People are like, but I don't want to give my best stuff away for free, or I gave my best stuff away for free. Why didn't they buy? The thing is, when you overteach and give too much how-to information, it can overwhelm your audience, which turns them away, or you have given them the false impression that they can solve their problem by themselves and they think they don't need you anymore, which couldn't be further from the truth, right? We all know that majority of what we teach and the power and the benefits is being inside the program. I'm sure we all know that. But if you give away too much how-to information, you can mislead your audience to think otherwise, okay? Their mentality really becomes, wow, this was so good. I'm going to go away on my own and implement this first. The worst thing you want to hear. The problem is that they have only seen 10%. They don't realize that. But you know that. They've only actually seen 10% of what creates success, just like an iceberg, right? What they actually need is the 90% that lies beneath the surface that they could only learn inside your program, okay? So, Titanic hit an iceberg because they didn't see everything beneath the surface, and they didn't see the iceberg in time either, right? So they couldn't move in time, which kind of also relates to events from the lens of they were highly unprepared, They were highly unprepared. You want to be prepared to prevent any crashes or wasted events, right? And you need to know that 90% of success always lies beneath the surface, okay? The reality is, though, even if you wanted to, like even if I wanted to give you everything in one single presentation, there's no way I could do that without overwhelming you and all of those sorts of things, okay? Coaches hesitating to invest in support and looking for cheap solutions. Who has once opted for a cheap solution before? Because they thought, oh, I'll save money, Successful entrepreneurs understand the power and don't think twice about investing $10,000 to learn the framework to make them $100,000 on repeat. Like, they don't think twice about that. I recently just invested $30,000 in one coach, right? And I didn't think twice because I can see that the cost is so much smaller than the gain. The gain is so much larger that it makes $30,000 seem like nothing, right? Because I can see how it's going to teach me how to make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on repeat, okay? Successful coaches, they don't focus on the cost. They focus on what they gain. They know that what they invest comes back to them tenfold. This is something I remind myself every time I feel a little bit nervous investing myself. Everything I invest comes back to me tenfold. Write that down in the chat. Everything you invest comes back to you tenfold. Because they know that they have the skills and the knowledge for life. And that's priceless. So write that in the chat. Everything I invest comes back to me tenfold. Okay? Super, super, super powerful. I have in the past like opted in for cheap solutions, whether that was courses or even things like, I remember when AirPods first came out and I was like, oh, I'm not spending $200 on AirPods. So I drove for 30 minutes to this random person's house that I found on Marketplace to buy this cheap version of AirPods for like $30. And only for me to then drive in peak hour traffic like another 50 minutes to get home. Came home, they didn't even work. They were so shitty. They didn't work. They ran out of battery so quickly. And I ended up just buying the AirPods anyways. So it actually cost me more to look for the cheaper solution. Who's done something like that before? Like, who's opted in for the cheaper solution, regretted for? Yeah, you get what you pay for. Exactly right. When people start their journey, they often look for free and cheap solutions, but the best coaches out there understand that to get results they want in the time frame that they expect, they need to remove the guesswork and invest in themselves and a proven process to move them forward. Totally agree. Exactly right. And guys, do you know how lucky we are as coaches and online service providers? My goodness, every other business out there sometimes need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars before they even open up shop. Think about if you wanted to create a cafe. Do you know the amount of things you need to buy before you can even make $1? Right? You need to buy the chairs, the tables, you need to pay the rent, you need to pay for the till, the coffee machine, the coffee, the food that expires if you don't use it. So you better get customers in. Otherwise, it's all always the plates, the mugs, the spoons, the cooking gear, the staff, all of that needs to be in place before you can even make $1. So you best believe as a coach, the same applies. You can't expect to make even $1 unless you invest in the proper required frameworks, tools, and support to get there. You want to model Olympians. If you want above average results, then you need to think like the above average people. Just like Forbes said, 90% of people don't ever make it in their business. So don't be like 90%. Be like the top 10%. Who are the top 10%? That would be Olympians, right? Not all athletes have a coach and they stay as an athlete, but all Olympians do. There's not a single Olympian out there that doesn't have a coach or a mentor. So if you want to be the best, if your standards, if your expectations are up there with being the best, then you need to do what the best do. Okay? I've invested in a coach and didn't make the money I wanted. The coach said that people don't buy the way they used to because of the recession. I don't know what coach you have, but I have made more money in the recession than any other year. And same with my clients. I just told you my client, Abby, who made $70,000, that was literally the other month. So that is a false limiting belief. Do not let external factors stop you or hinder you from your growth. I almost didn't start my coaching business because I had a limiting belief that I was too young. Like I told you guys at the beginning, I was 22 years old. I almost didn't start. Do you know how much money that would have cost me? It took me over 12 months to make $50,000 in a year. Like literally to make just $50,000, I had to work 5 casual jobs, work 60 hours a week, nonstop. And I did not have any freedom or time or energy. Now, during a recession, I started in the global pandemic. People also said you can't make money during the global pandemic. Guys, people need your help more than ever during these times. And there's never been a better time than today to start and to grow and to scale and to go all in your dreams. Just like planting a tree. When is the best time to do that? Literally yesterday. When's the next best time? Today. Do not wait, right? The people that have those false limiting beliefs don't make money. They go out of business. I don't like that belief and I wouldn't adopt it if I were you. Right? What you focus on grows. If you focus on, oh, I can't make money because of the recession, then you're never going to make money because after the recession, it will be something else. And guess what? Recessions come and go. That's not just something that's a once off. That's going to keep coming, right? There were people when COVID hit, like, oh, all of these businesses are going to go out. No, there are some businesses like Zoom. We're all on Zoom right now, right? Zoom boomed during COVID because they didn't fall into shitty beliefs like that. They were like, oh, I'm going to capitalize on this opportunity, And so I want you to capitalize on this opportunity now. And that's just by firstly, not deciding to let go of any beliefs that just don't serve your higher self. I've always got my best life results when I've had a coach. Same here. No way I'd be here today in front of so many of you right now if I didn't have a coach at all times. I've always had a coach. Always, always, always. So if you want to go from 5 to 10K months to 50 to 100K plus months in a way that feels fun, in a way that feels simple, sustainable, and scalable, then you must master the six-figure event method. Just imagine, guys, just imagine this for one moment. You're running six-figure virtual events on repeat with time to spend with your loved ones, creating an even greater impact on your clients' lives without burnout or overwhelming your business. Comment below, if you were making up to $100,000 per event, what would you do with your time, with your freedom, with your love, with your life? What would you do? Everyone's got different values here and different things. What would you do? Would you be going on holidays with your family? Would you be spending more quality time with your family? Would you be supporting financially people in your life? Would you be giving back to other communities? I would be taking more cruises. Amazing. Live your best life and take more cruises. When you are running six-figure virtual events, anything is possible, right? Would you be investing in more resources and tools and support to help your clients at a deeper level? Actually envision this for one moment right now. Step into this, guys. Comment below. What would you be doing if you were running six-figure virtual events and you had that freedom and time? I've got a clear calendar most weeks. I've got so much time and I can choose what to do. I'd travel more and probably invest more in my coach. Yeah, same here. Same here. What else would you do? Allow yourself to dream. I would relax more and take time off. Amazing. I would only work 6 months a year, every other month off. And you can totally do that. That's the cool thing about events is that, I teach a very specific formula that allows you to create your own launch strategy with how frequently you want to do that. And we tweak the strategy from there. It's very, very powerful. This is what gets to be possible. All these things you've all just commented below when you master the six-figure event method. At this point, you can see that the absolute importance of having a clear and easy to implement strategy as the thing that will help you to grow your coaching business, which is exactly what virtual events do for you. Who can really see this now? I would build a facility to take in more rescue dogs. That is just beautiful. I just love that. Guys, this is exactly what I'm here to help you with, like to bring all of your visions and missions to life. Who can see this? Amazing. So good. Guys, today you have learned the secret to attracting dreamy clients on repeat to your event, the secret to creating easy six-figure events that builds momentum and high cash months, and the secret to having a scalable, seamless sales process that makes sales feel fun and has made me over $1 million to date. And now I've got an invitation for all of you, whether you are live or replay right now, as your next step for those of you that truly want to bring your vision to life. Your next step here is implementing this process into your business so that you can create results like these two starting now, because we don't want to waste yet another quarter of the year when you have people to help and a business to grow. Would it be okay with all of you right now if I just spent a couple of minutes sharing what that would look like for that select number of you that want help to do just that? Let me know in the chat, and I'm going to take myself off screen so I can properly connect with you all now. I see all of your beautiful faces and read your comments. Of course, amazing. So good. All right, guys. So I want to invite you to my 6-month mastermind for high-level, ambitious female coaches, Rise to Six. Rise to Six has one key goal, and that's to help you to create and run six-figure virtual events on repeat. Okay, let me know in the chat if that's what you want. After 4 years of helping my clients create extraordinary results, I have found that the best way to support my clients to get consistent, powerful results, and why this mastermind is so effective, is to have the exact step-by-step process on demand and then have my personal support along the way. So when you have it on demand, you can go straight in and learn and apply those strategies paired with my support along the way. That allows you to grow and scale really quickly. Not only that though, you'll also have a community of other like-minded, ambitious coaches to lean on too, okay? Inside this mastermind, I will help you to create an audience of raving fans who cannot wait to buy from you so that your launches are always successful. I'm going to teach you how to create and run powerful six-figure virtual events on repeat so that you never have to worry about money or signing clients ever again. And I'm going to teach you how to create a simple, sustainable, and scalable business model that you love and works for you. Included in Rise to Six is a one-on-one business strategy call when you join, weekly group calls with me to accommodate all different time zones, a personalized 12-week roadmap, the six-figure event method complete curriculum. We've got monthly workshops, we've got monthly planning sessions, a group Slack channel to connect with myself and other incredible members throughout the week. And there's even an opportunity to upgrade to have daily one-on-one message support and calls with me too. And this really only scrapes the surface of what is included to ensure you get the most results possible during your time. This program is so popular that we have clients who have been with us for years, as I mentioned, and re-signing every 6 months because they feel so deeply supported. The next cohort starts in just 7 days on the 1st of May. Because you've attended this masterclass, whether you're live or replay, I have actually decided to take $1,000 off the total as a bonus for registering for this masterclass for those that joined this next cohort starting on the 1st of May. So as your next step, I want to invite you to book a roadmap call to see if we are the right fit for you and see what actually implementing the six-figure event method would actually look like for you in your business personally. We only take 30 calls per month and they always fill up. So if you're watching live or replay, I want you to go ahead and click the link that I have just pasted below for you. And if you're watching the replay, it'll be just below you right now. And in this time, I'm going to do 3 things quickly for you for free. Number 1, we're going to have a look at your niche, your offer, and your strategy to actually see what's possible for you in terms of clients, revenue, and growth within your business. Secondly, we're going to take a deeper look into your coaching business to see the number 1 thing that's holding you back from growing to the next level right now. As usually for most businesses, there's one thing that when uncovered actually allows your business to grow. And thirdly, we will start to map out a 3-step action plan to get you the leads, the clients, and the growth that you're after. We're going to cover all of this very quickly in this roadmap call. And that way you're going to really also see what the six-figure event method would look like for you and if it's something that you want support with. You're going to leave this session feeling really clear, really confident, and really excited about your next steps. You might be wondering, why would you offer 30 valuable calls like this for free, Sofia? Well, because what I teach works, and I know that hand on heart. And often when I map this out, when I take the time with you to map this out, there's a high percentage of those people that actually want help implementing that plan. And if that's the case, then we'd love to help you, as that's exactly what we do. And if not, no hard feelings whatsoever. You're going to walk away with this plan and you can go ahead and utilize that to take your next steps. But it's really important to know that these calls are really for people who are super committed and ready to do what it takes to grow. If you'd like to claim one of these 30 roadmap calls and see what the six-figure event method can do for you and my support along with that, go ahead and click that link below to find a time to speak with me. And you're going to want to do that before the 1st of May, because then the $1,000 goes away and the cohort starts. So the question I really want to ask you is, how much is growing your coaching business in an aligned way worth to you? Pop it in the chat. How much is that actually worth to you? By taking the next step and booking this roadmap call, you get to stop constantly searching for the answers and trying to piece it together on your own when you know that there is so much behind the scenes that just isn't shown on the front end. You're all saying priceless. Well done. Correct answer. You get to stop guessing what to do and instead follow a process that feels good and is proven to work. It's a no-brainer. It's a complete no-brainer. I am so excited to support you committed rising coaches so that together we can rise, together we can impact, and together we can make money doing what we love. Because at the end of the day, you can do guesswork, you can do hard work, or you can follow a framework. Now, book that call below before those spots fill if you are interested in getting my support with that 3-step roadmap plan and you'd like to apply to see if Rise to 6 is the right fit for you. We start in just 7 days on the 1st of May. So book in that call now while you have that link in front of you. And it has been an absolute pleasure today. And I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to save you time, save you effort, and energy by sharing with you the framework for success. And for those of you who have already booked a call, I can see some notifications popping through. Then I am really excited for that call as well. You are all so welcome. It's been such an honor. Here is the link for you so that you can go ahead and book that in. Amazing. I'm so glad you've all loved that. I hope you all have the most magical day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. I know I've got lots of beautiful faces from all of the world that where you're like trying to keep your eyes open. It's like 1 a.m. Honestly, appreciate your commitment levels. You're so welcome. I'm so glad you've enjoyed this. I love you all. This has been the best. I'm so excited to see you guys just take your business to the next level. It's incredible. Love you. Thank you so much. Amazing. All right. I'm going to love and leave you all. Mwah. Have the best day and evening. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.